The 3 reasons why you will never wholesale houses profitably. So once you know those reasons, you can avoid them. That's the whole point, right? So let's go through these quick questions. There are 3 reasons I will share with you, but let's. Hey my friend, this is Ola coming to you live from my Empire Pro studios. I'm the author of Smart Real Estate Wholesaling and the creator of 11dayschallenge.com. On this episode, we're talking about the 3 reasons why you will never wholesale houses profitably. So once you know those reasons, you can avoid them. That's the whole point, right? So let's go through these quick questions. There are 3 reasons I will share with you, but let's go through this. Person says, I need help. I got a property that is 3 hours away from me under contract. That's not an issue. That's not an issue. We live in the digital age, okay? That's literally 0 issues there, okay? The city that I got under contract is not a growing city. Okay, all right. How did you know? She was selling 2 houses for $45,000 and the ARV is 107 to 133. Okay, that's good enough so far. We need to know how much work the property needs, right? I started marketing the property on Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist. Okay, I don't know how much work the property needs. So let's just assume that all is well, it needs no work. If it needs no work, then it is good, okay? And as far as the ARV is concerned, if you found enough information, okay, about the ARV, and it's like within the last 6 months of sales, not pending sales, okay, within 1 mile radius of the subject property, then growing city or not, it really doesn't matter. It still means somebody is buying property there. You just want to make sure there's activity in terms of sales and selling and buying going on with real estate in that location. And another easier way to find is if you put in the address on Zillow.com and there's all kind of sales comes up, there's enough activity there. It may not be as busy as Phoenix, Arizona or Houston, Texas. That's not a bad thing. You may just be by yourself in the market or by yourself and become the expert there. But again, like I said, even the fact that it's 3 hours away, don't get stuck in your local area, by the way. This is the digital age. It's a global village. The whole thing is your village, okay? All right, so I started marketing the property on Facebook. I'm not getting any cash buyers, okay? If you're not getting any cash buyers, chances are you don't have a pipeline, okay? So you're stuck on this one deal and that's an issue, okay? We'll talk about that in a second. They have no cash buyers or investors out there, okay? So if you're very sure about your numbers with ARV, which you can go to dealestimator.com to be very sure about your ARV and the numbers in the area. Just go to dealestimator.com. That's DEALESTIMATOR.com. If you go to that place, you will have some calculators that will help you come up with after repair value, and then you'll be able to come up with a proper offer for this kind of properties based on the repair cost, based on your location, how busy your location is, because it varies. In some market you can pay up to 85%. In some market you can do more than 65% because of market, right? Because of market shares, right? So competition makes it a lot more demand, and in the middle of crisis, different ball game. But again, just keep working and you will learn a lot in the game as you go with regards to how to price these things, okay? So now let's go through the 3 reasons, okay, why you will never make money in this game. Number 1, the myth of the cash buyer. If you get stuck on cash buyer, you will have a hard time making money in this game. I know the gurus taught everyone there should be some 5 cash buyers who buy all of the properties from the 500 wholesalers in your local market. Probably not, okay? You need to also learn how to build a list building of cash buyers, list monetization of potential investors even before they buy anything with regards to real estate. That way you can keep marketing. You can offset your marketing cost and keep marketing and building a massive list. You have to build a massive list, okay? You need to go after having 1,000 people on your list that can potentially buy a property. And you need to learn how to monetize that list even before they buy a property, because The buyers basically are buyers for a reason. They are willing to buy other stuff and buy more properties over time. It increases your average and lifetime leads and customer value over time. You should be obsessed about that if you want to build a recession-proof business, okay? Because sellers basically is a one-time deal. Either they're selling or they're not selling. And if they're not selling right now, boom, 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 you just wasted $3,000 on marketing. Nothing happened. You made no money. Okay, so that's the difference between dealing with sellers and buyers. So I always recommend dealing with buyers because that's what I teach, and there's more than enough people teaching, more than enough gurus teaching the seller side of things, and it's getting more and more difficult, and there's regulations everywhere. The state's passing laws every day that you can't do these things unless you're licensed. You can avoid all of that by learning how to build a list, monetize the list, and then do deals anyway. 10 times more, okay? So the myth of the cash buyer, that will get you stuck. Number 2 reasons, list building monetization. I just said it. If you avoid that, you basically have a business that's basically sensitive to any form of crisis or recession. All right, so that's something you should pay attention to. Number 3, when you're dealing with realtors. So he did say, I called realtors in the city, they have no cash buyers. When you're calling realtors, it's not because they don't have cash buyers. They probably sense that you're a time waster, like 98% of people who call themselves wholesalers. And just think about it like this. When you're about to deal with realtors, what's in it for me? Think about WiiFM. Are you taking care of that when you're about to call this realtor? Or you're just trying to be a vulture? You're just trying to ask them for comparables. You're trying to ask them, do you have cash buyers? Yeah, that may seem like, they should be open. No, that's only if they have cash buyers they deal with all the time. Most of them don't. Most realtors make less than $8,000. Okay, 90% of realtors make less than $8,000 in a year. So they don't necessarily have cash buyers laying around for the most part when you call them. But the ones that are very active. So number 1, if you're going to talk to a realtor, make sure there's one that's very active in the game and they're doing business. You can see that by just looking at the activities on Zillow and see who their name comes up a lot. You can do a little bit of research. That's called marketing research. Okay, and then when you do call them, make sure that you're not just coming off as a vulture. That's what most realtors do. They're asking for comps. They're asking, do you have buyers? You should be saying, hey, listen, do you come across properties? I'm a buyer. That's what they want to hear. You should be a buyer, okay? And do you have other buyers? Build a relationship with them is what I'm trying to say. You need to have a relationship with them. What's in it for them? People feel good when you build a relationship with them. So that's number 1 thing that's in it for them. But number 2, think carefully about what's in it for them. How do you know what's in it for them? You need to talk to them first. You need to have a conversation with them. If you don't have conversation with them, how would you know what they would like the most or where their pain point is and stuff like that? Build relationship with them first, okay? By the way, this should never replace building a pipeline. You need a pipeline. You need a pipeline. You need a pipeline. You need to build a pipeline of leads coming into your business every day. Specifically, if you want to scale faster from a seller standpoint, buyer standpoint, you need to build a list of cash buyers, investors, not just cash, people that can use hard money, okay? People that can use hard money, all right? But you need to be able to monetize that list even before they buy a property. Because if you're not doing that, no one is buying luxury in the middle of recession or crisis or anything like that. And if you're paying attention, the game is changing. So you need to be able to monetize your list with or without them buying a property. Pay attention to what I'm telling you. I've been yelling about this for the last at least 6 months, but hopefully you pay attention right now. If you want to learn how to build a pipeline that you can monetize even before they buy a property and increase the chances of buying properties by doing so, just go to Smart Real Estate Wholesaling and download this book for free. And if you go there right now, Real Estate Money Secrets. Hopefully you've been enlightened and educated. I'll see you on the next one, and peace.